Mark, he has really been throwing a shade at the chief priests, the scribes, and the elders. And rightfully so, because these guys are very arrogant, pompous. And, you have to be really feeling yourself to go to the Son of Christ, even though you know within yourself who he is, but you keep denying to question. And, I guess, after coming into the town on a donkey and, going into the temple and running everybody, questioning in whose authority are you doing this in? I guess this parable that I'm going to do was much needed. Just to give you some history with this, this particular parable about the wicked vine dresser is found in Mark, Matthew, and Luke. And like I said, when they asked him about his authority, and you sat there, it hit you, Jesus just talked about it. Don't y'all feel like that sometimes when you sit in church on Saturday? The pastor ain't talking about you. But once you get home, or maybe on the way home, or after, we hear the close, you sit there and think about it, and you ponder, it's like, that sermon was about me. But it's how you handle it. See, if you're mature, you can understand, hey, I needed somebody to speak that into. But obviously, the chief priests, the scribes, and the elders, they took that as an insult. So in verses 1 through 12, Jesus really dug into them in probably one of the most politest yet. So I'm going to go ahead and read all 12 verses, then I'm going to come back and break everything down. So starting at 1, and I'm reading from the New King James Version. It says, then he began to speak to them in parable. A man planted a vineyard and set a hedge around it, dug a place for the wine bag, and built a tower. And he leased it to the vine dressers and went into the far country. Now at vintage time, he sent a servant to the vine dresser that he might, and sent them away shamefully treated. And again he sent another, and they killed and many others, beating some and killing some. Therefore, still having one son, his beloved, he also sent him to them, saying, they will respect my son. But those vine dressers said amongst themselves, this is the heir. Come, let us kill him, and the inheritance will be ours. So they took him and they killed him, and they cast him out of the vineyard. Therefore, what will the owner of the vineyard do? He will come and destroy the vine dressers and give the vineyard to others. Have you not even read this scripture? The stone which the builders rejected has become the chief cornerstone. This was the Lord's doing, and it's marvelous in our eyes. And they sought to lay hands on him, but feared the multitude, for they knew he had spoken a parable against it. So they left him and went away. May God have a blessing for the reading of his word. So in doing this, the first thing I asked myself, I know y'all smarter than me, but I needed help. So I asked myself, what is a vine dresser? The definition that I found is a person that prunes, trains, and cultivates vines. So in further research, I found of that particular establishment for decades. It's almost like homesteaders. When they get ready to retire, they train a family member to come right behind them and take care of that vine. Make sure that the vine doesn't fall on the ground, whatever shouldn't be on it, they prune